Okay, I'm Tony Kaufman, the Homestead Helper, Handyman Services. Preparation for this, I met with Bob and I was reminded of that movie, A River Runs Through It, where the teacher is always telling his child when he's teaching him how to write, half as long, half as long. So I'm going to try and be succinct in my talk here. I was born in Detroit and I grew up in Huntington Woods. At age 16, I started Handy Dandy Tony. I was willing to do the odd jobs, not so odd jobs. And I think on there it says barns raised. And what's kind of funny about that is you'll find out in a minute. But in 1988, I went to Western Michigan University. And there I ended up getting a degree in creative writing. And my last year, I moved out to the Lake Village Homestead Farm. And on the farm, it's a local, non-for-profit, sustainable farm with that focuses on land preservation and environmental education. But it's very much a working farm with cattle and horses and goats and many houses. We built houses, we repaired barns, we built some barns. We are always repairing fences. And you always had to be creative and innovative in your repairs, given the time you had, the resources you had. Side note, one month in particular, I won Cowboy of the Month because I was able to, cattle broke out and they went across another farmer's property onto some train tracks, and I helped round them up without a horse that day and get them back onto Lake Village land without any casualties. But we had to do that quite a bit with a variety of our animals. In 2021, I retired from the farm and started the Homestead Helper Handyman Services. The handyman service generally focuses on small to medium-sized jobs, projects where we provide creative and cost-effective maintenance upgrades, repairs, and renovations for folks. We work with on businesses, homes, and farms. So these are a few of the things that we do. We'll work indoors, outdoors. Basically you just have to run something by us. And if it's not in my skill set, I will do my best to give you a referral to someone else. I can even help you manage some of your projects. I've helped folks coordinate between Consumers Energy, an electrician, and Steensema to implement generators for their home. I've been doing some marketing, best I can, a lot of word of mouth, but also a little bit on Facebook. Have had a lot of repeat customers. Of my 95 invoices in 2022, which was my first full year in business, about 50% of those were either repeat or one job after another. I've produced some flyers, which I've left for you, and some business cards. I have a Google page now. I could use some help with my Google business page because my customers are leaving reviews, but they're not going on there. They are sending me screenshots of their reviews. So I have to fuss with Google, and they are eventually getting some of them on there, but many are not going on there. My challenge has probably been keeping up with bookkeeping and keeping up with marketing while I'm actually doing the physical work necessary, and also finding enough work to keep a helper, a really skilled helper, working with me year-round, which is something I'd like to focus on as well. One of the most important, I've learned a lot of lessons over the past year. One of them is just knowing, just learning. So for example, I did one of my best drywall taping jobs, painting jobs, painted the garage, looked beautiful, the homeowner was happy, and it was a garage. But then 5 months later, when winter came, apparently when there's moisture in the mud, it actually can pop the tape off, and so I'll be heading back there to make that repair for the homeowner later on this year. So I can't guarantee a non-heated building when you drywall, mud, and tape. So good tip. Goal for the future, find a way to incorporate my experience maintaining a sustainable non-for-profit community nature preserve and experience with animal care and wildlife preservation with my creative building skills towards services that I can offer locally, nationally, and internationally. I'll throw this out there. My daughter lives in Scottsdale, Arizona. I'd love to have some part-time work out in that area so I can spend more time with her. Also interested in the Mediterranean and Hawaii, so at this stage, I would like to open it up for feedback and questions. I do have a few more slides that we can use during the Q&A, showing a few of the projects we did over the past year. So thank you.